Imagine a world where the Great Pyramids weren't built with ropes and stones, but with cranes and computers. Where Roman soldiers didn't march on foot, but flew through the skies. What if the ancient world had our technology? Our journey begins in a world that never was, but could have been. A timeline where ancient wisdom met modern power. But before we celebrate this impossible marriage of old and new, we must ask ourselves, would this have been a blessing or a curse? Join us as we explore two sides of this fantastic possibility, beginning with the shadows that technology might have cast over the ancient world. For every gift that technology brings, there comes a price. And in the ancient world, that price might have been higher than we could imagine. Let us first walk through the darker path, where innovation becomes destruction. Imagine the wars of antiquity, already brutal beyond measure, now armed with weapons of mass destruction. The Persian Empire versus Greece, not with spears and shields, but with missiles and tanks. Privacy, a concept we struggle with today, would have been a forgotten dream in ancient Rome. The great Library of Alexandria held thousands of scrolls. But what if a single computer virus could erase millions of digital texts in seconds? The ancient world knew pollution from their fires and forges. But imagine it amplified 1,000-fold. Sacred rivers turned to sewers. Ancient forests cleared by chainsaw and bulldozer in days instead of decades. In our time, we worry about screen addiction. Imagine young minds in ancient Athens, disconnected from the philosophical debates of the agora, lost in virtual worlds. Great theaters where people once gathered, now empty. Why experience live performance when virtual reality offers perfection? The death of craftsmanship would have come sooner. Why spend years mastering pottery when a machine can print it in hours? Each piece identical, perfect, and soulless. The unique touch of the artisan lost forever. Markets once bustled with human voices, haggling and laughter, now replaced by the silent efficiency of automation. Social media could have turned philosophical disagreements into violent digital warfare, dividing communities faster than any sword. The Roman war machine, already formidable, could have conquered the entire known world with modern weaponry. But with great power comes great vulnerability. One nuclear weapon could have ended civilizations that took thousands of years to build. Emperors with access to modern surveillance could have controlled every whisper, every thought, every movement of their people. Every book tracked, every idea monitored. The freedom of thought would have died before it truly began. Propaganda wouldn't be limited to town criers. It would be everywhere, inescapable, shaping minds from dawn until dusk. The connection between people and their land would have been severed. Food production, efficient, but empty of soul. Fast food and instant meals would have destroyed the ancient tradition of gathering, cooking, and sharing food as a community. Sacred spaces, where people once sought meaning, replaced by the cold calculation of computers. The ancient tradition of learning at the feet of masters, replaced by algorithms and virtual tutors. Even art, the deepest expression of the human soul, could have become just another product of automation. Sacred groves that had stood for thousands of years, erased in hours by modern machinery. The ability to clone and control nature could have driven ancient species to extinction even faster, as they were exploited for profit and power. Financial technology would have created new forms of slavery. Digital numbers determining worth, debt tracked and enforced by merciless algorithms. Technology often widens the gap between rich and poor. In ancient times, this divide could have become an unbridgeable chasm. Even simple human interactions, like receiving a message from a friend, would have become cold and mechanical. The pace of life would have accelerated beyond recognition. No time for reflection, for philosophy, for simply being human. Romans built roads that lasted millennia, but modern traffic could have turned their empire into one giant parking lot. Medicine becomes more effective, but less compassionate. Algorithms replace the healing power of human care and touch. Music, which once required years of practice and soul, could be created by anyone with software. But would it still have moved hearts? The Olympics celebrated human excellence, but technology would have turned fair competition into an arms race of enhancement and augmentation. Stories passed down through generations, altered by the teller's passion and personality, would have been replaced by identical digital copies. Community, the cornerstone of ancient civilizations, would have fragmented into millions of isolated individuals, connected digitally but alone physically. Every upgrade, every new device, would have created mountains of waste. The earth, sacred to ancient peoples, turned into a dumping ground. Democracy and governance require human wisdom and compassion. Algorithms would have ruled without empathy, reducing lives to mere statistics. Dozens of ancient languages could have died even faster, unable to compete in a digital world that favored only the dominant tongues. Ancient peoples navigated by stars and found meaning in the cosmos. Light pollution and satellite swarms would have stolen the night sky. Ancient wisdom, built over millennia, dismissed as outdated data by systems that value only the new and efficient. In the end, the greatest loss might have been simple human connection, the touch, the glance, the presence of another soul in the same space. But wait, this is only half the story. For every shadow cast by technology, there is also light. Like a coin with two faces, technology offers both danger and opportunity. Let us now explore the other side. Join me now as we discover how ancient wisdom combined with modern technology could have created paradise. Imagine diseases that plagued ancient civilizations for centuries, cured in days. Smallpox, plague, tuberculosis, conquered before they could kill millions. Ancient physicians, already skilled in their craft, could have saved countless lives with modern diagnostic tools. Wounded soldiers and injured workers wouldn't have faced lives of disability. Prosthetics and modern medicine could have restored their bodies and dignity. Famines that killed millions could have been prevented. Technology would have allowed ancient farmers to grow food efficiently while respecting the land. Clean water for every citizen, no more deaths from contaminated rivers. Technology could have saved millions of children. Ancient civilizations worshipped the sun. With solar technology, they could have truly harnessed its power, leaving the air clean and pure. Imagine the ancient world powered entirely by wind and sun. No smoke, no pollution, just clean air filling healthy lungs. The library of Alexandria's treasures could have been preserved forever. Every scroll, every text, backed up and accessible to all who sought knowledge. A child in a remote village could access the wisdom of the greatest minds from Greece, China, Egypt, and beyond. Education would have flourished, complex concepts made visible and understandable. Every child given the tools to unlock their potential. Greek philosophers could have debated with Chinese sages in real time. Distance no longer a barrier to the exchange of ideas. Language barriers dissolved. Every culture's wisdom accessible to every other culture, creating a true global exchange of knowledge. Natural disasters that once destroyed entire cities could have been predicted. Early warnings saving thousands of lives. Sailors would no longer be lost to unexpected storms. Farmers would know exactly when to plant and harvest. Surgeons could have accessed perfectly crafted tools designed for precision and care, saving lives that would have been lost. Transportation revolutionized. Clean, efficient systems connecting cities. No horses suffering, no roads covered in waste. The disabled and elderly, often forgotten in ancient times, could have participated fully in society with accessible technology. The deaf and hard of hearing could have joined every conversation. Technology breaking down barriers that had existed for millennia. Technology, when used wisely, wouldn't isolate people. It could have brought communities together in new and powerful ways. Artists could have enhanced their craft without losing their soul. Digital tools as brushes, not replacements for human creativity. Faded frescoes and damaged sculptures could have been restored to their original glory, preserving cultural heritage for all time. A farmer in Egypt could have walked the streets of Rome. A merchant in China could have seen the Parthenon. Virtual travel expanding every mind. Ancient peoples revered nature. With modern environmental technology, they could have protected and restored the natural world more effectively. Air quality monitored and maintained. Every citizen breathing clean air, living longer, healthier lives. Water, precious in the ancient world, could have been used with perfect efficiency. No drop wasted, every garden flourishing. Ancient civilizations understood the value of resources. Modern recycling could have created a world with no waste, only transformation. Families separated by war or disaster could have found each other again. Genetic technology reuniting those who thought they were lost. The finest medical minds in Athens or Rome could have treated a sick child in the remotest village. Distance no longer determining who lives or dies. Artisans could have tested and perfected their techniques with computer simulations, creating better products without dangerous trial and error. Seafarers could have navigated with certainty, avoiding rocks and reefs that had claimed countless lives. Democracy could have been truly universal. Every citizen's voice heard and counted accurately. Corruption made nearly impossible. History would come alive. Students walking where ancient heroes walked, seeing the past overlaid on the present. Music could have evolved without losing its soul. Ancient instruments enhanced by modern technology, creating sounds that honored both past and future. Fires and disasters that once consumed entire neighborhoods could have been controlled quickly. Every life precious and protected. Children who learned differently wouldn't have been left behind. Technology adapting to every mind, ensuring no potential was wasted. Grandparents separated from grandchildren by distance could have watched them grow up, sharing wisdom across any distance. Imagine cities where technology and nature existed in perfect balance, where ancient wisdom about living in harmony guided modern innovation. The key would have been balance. Technology as a tool serving humanity, not replacing it. Innovation enhancing life, not controlling it. Technology could have connected all of humanity, not in a network of wires and screens, but in understanding, empathy, and shared purpose. The ancient ideal of the gathered community could have been expanded, not destroyed. More people sharing in the human experience than ever before. So we return to our coin, two faces of the same truth. Technology is neither savior nor destroyer. The difference between paradise and apocalypse lies not in the tools themselves, but in the wisdom of those who wield them. We who live in the modern world face the same choice the ancients would have faced. Every day, we decide what kind of world our technology will create. Will we use our tools to connect or divide? To heal or harm? To preserve or destroy? The choice, as always, is ours. Perhaps the ancients teach us still. Their wisdom reminds us that no tool can replace the human heart, human wisdom, human connection. So we leave our impossible question with a simple truth. Technology amplifies who we are. The ancient world had wisdom we've forgotten. Our world has tools they couldn't imagine. Perhaps the real question isn't, what if they had our technology? But what if we combined their wisdom with our innovation? That world would truly be worth building.